Welcome back. We're going to move into data structures just so that we understand the different various type of data structures that's available in Python. What have we covered so far is that we've covered numbers such as integers and floats, we covered strings, we covered list. We're going to move on from there a little bit and start looking at some other data structures that's available in Python. So some slight digression. I just want to cover some basics. We talked about and cover things like iterables, iterator. What exactly is it? I've kind of like jumped around the issue. I never really explained it in full, so I'm gonna take a bit of time to explain this. Now I found this really nice Stack Overflow. Someone asked a question, and someone actually, well, there's a couple of people that came along and actually gave the answer to that. Really love the answer they actually provided, so that's why I copy and paste some of it for your reference. This is also part of the thing that I do want to share with you, and I really want you to actually pay attention to, is that a lot of what you want to do, somebody already has already asked the question somewhere. You can find your answer in Stack Overflow, Stack Exchange. You just need to open up Google and type the questions that you have. And with some keywords, of course, it will typically bring up all the questions that, well, the answers to the questions that you have. So here you have what exactly are Python's iterator, iterable, and iteration protocols. And obviously, the public came along and gave the answer. You look for those with high ticks, 320 for this, 231 for this. So there are a couple of really good answers there. Now, I've extracted some of the key ones here, which I think is really handy. An iterable is anything that can be looped over. I.e., you can loop over a string or file or list that we actually covered previously. Or anything that can appear on the right side of a for loop, such as for x in iterable and then ... Or anything you can call with iter bracket that will return an iterator, iter bracket object, or an object that defines dunder, iter, and dunder that returns a fresh iterator, or may have a dunder get item dunder method suitable for index lookup. Now some of these are a little bit in the formal side, but nevertheless it's just a different way of explaining the fact that you can actually loop over an iterable object. Okay, what then is an iterator? Iterator is an object with state that remembers where it is during iteration. Okay, it also has a with dunder next dunder method that returns the next value in the iteration, updates the state to point at the next value, and signal when it is done by raising stop iteration. And that is self-iterable, meaning that it has an underscore or dunder iter dunder method that returns self. Note, the dunder next dunder method in Python 3 is spelled next in Python 2, and the built-in function next bracket calls that method on the object passed on to it. So that's really what's an iterable and iterator. Now, hopefully it will become a little bit clearer as we actually walk through some example. Now, what I have here is that you have an iterable. Okay, it's a string object that is immutable. There's no state, and also has a dunder get item method. So let's run this. So here we have the classic text is an iterable. Okay, an iterator, okay, has a state. It starts by pointing at the C, which is classic C in classic text. Okay, so that we know what we're talking about here. Has a next method and then dunder iter dunder method. Okay, so right, let's next gives us a C, a next gives us a classic L, next is a A, next. Okay, so this is what you call an iterator. Okay, so remember by now, they come back here. Iterator is an object with state that remember where it is during iteration. Okay, it has a next method that returns the next value and keep going until it's provided a stop iteration. An iterable is something that you can loop over. Okay, so here is something that you can loop over. Right, so with that, I'm going to stop. This is really a digression just to explain a little bit about the concept on iterable as well as iterator. When we come back, we're going to move on to list.